How would you like to make 10 grand?
Drug dealing?
It's not drug dealing, it's smuggling. Me, crossing the border alone, huge red flag. But families, hi, they don't get a second look. So I need you to be my wife. Come on! Look, I hired this dork that lives in my building and a little gutter punk. Kenny, meet your new sister.
I've always wanted a sister.
Get it off of me.
We just have to dress up like a squeaky clean all-American family.
From rags to riches, pack the bag and ditches.
This is my son, Kenny Miller, and my lovely daughter,
Casey?
Casey.
Jesus.
Hola, I'm here to pick up.
Alright, it's like 1:30 a.m. and we saw something weird vanillas. Go with that.
That's not it.
We're a little fried right now. We just got out seeing weird.
We are the Millers.
There we go. I was so worried about saying we the Millers.
You just typed it into IMDb right now, and when it didn't appear, you were like,
Genuinely
"Oh,
disappointed." But this is the new comedy you've been seeing the trailers for with Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston, Emma Roberts, and that kid with the eyebrows.
Son of Rambo."
From Son of Rambo. Because y'all seen that movie.
They could have.
I really hope you did, because I like that movie. But still, basic plot: Jason Sudeikis is a pot dealer, needs to bring up a whole bunch of pot from Mexico for Ed Helms.
A smidge and a half.
A smidge and a half, which is actually like a shit ton, like
Yeah.
to fill enough to fill every inch of an RV. And he does this by recruiting Jennifer Aniston, who's a stripper, Emma Roberts, who ran away from home.
Yeah.
She's kind of homeless. And this kid named Kenny,
Sweet nature kid, but kind of,
who's just his neighbor. His mom
Naive,
walked out on
yeah.
him, so like, we can use him. He has a good heart, so
yeah.
he'll probably help out. And he does this in order for them to act like a family, to bring these drugs out easily, and comedy ensues.
Yeah. A lot of comedy.
That's the whole
ensues.
plot.
Yeah.
Watching the trailers, I expected a lot less. I was like, this could go either way. And I was pleasantly surprised.
I'm not sounding that excited or anything, but I really like this movie. I was cracking up, but that being said, I do have some complaints. But before we get into the bad, let's start off with the good. What I liked about this movie, Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Like, I was never a big fan of him until Horrible Bosses, and I started to like him more. But here, he kind of steals the show every time he's on. He has these lines you could tell that are probably improv, and he just has this really quick wit that's very funny. And he's doing a mix of playing the straight man, yet while being kind of over the top at the same time a little bit.
Yeah.
So I like his comedy style. I think it's really funny. Two, for a comedy, even though like you kind of know how it's going to turn out, there are times where I was a little tense.
Yeah, like, oh fuck, how are they gonna get out of this
Yeah,
situation?
exactly. Which is like, okay, I kind of appreciate that. The only thing is, well, this goes into the bad, but
We'll get into that.
into
I
it.
think I have the same one, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like each new situation has its own breed of like, shit, how are they gonna get out of this?
Mm-hmm.
And I like the supporting cast. Nick Offerman is in this. Ron Swanson.
He's playing Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Well, like a more timid Ron Swanson
Yeah.
until he becomes Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
You know?
The guy from a movie that I like, Sleepless Night, that Adrian's just
Oh yeah,
wrong
he's
on.
this faceless villain basically. He's kind of the main villain of the movie,
Kind of a
but
generic villain, but
I
it's
mean,
fine.
yeah.
I liked him in it.
if you saw Sleepless Night, you'll be like, you'll have the same reaction I had. Oh, that's him. Cool. So I don't know what you like about this.
There were times where it made me laugh.
Hold up. On the mic, Arcano, as always, my co-host Jeff, and Black Zeus.
Yeah.
Creating the Black Storm with Blacktricity.
And Black Lightning. Wait.
Lightning.
That goes.
Yeah. Lightning and blunder.
To
It's
raise
gonna be a thunderstorm.
Black. Alright, go on.
Anyway. No, I did enjoy Jason today. Actually, I kind of like... My favorite part was him in, like, the beginning scenes.
Yeah.
Where, when he gets taken by Ed Helms or the two black guys.
Yeah.
And Like some of my favorites is just like his like comments, just
yeah,
like that's my favorite.
Like really sarcastic, and the delivery was really good. Ooh, a fresca. What do I need? What do I want to choose?
That was funny in the movie.
Yep. Oh, and Ed Helms, if we didn't mention, it plays the
I like him in this too. He's like Ed Helms in The Office, but he plays kind of a bad guy too.
Yeah. If Andy in The Office was a dick.
Complete dick.
He is in The Office.
Well, like a complete,
I know.
Criminal dick, yeah.
Criminal dick, that's what they call me. But anyway.
I steals the pussy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
But I feel like the role needs to be perfect for me to like him in movies, like, because I feel like I don't know. This one it worked though for him, just his kind of, because he kind of plays Ed Helms in everything he's in.
Oh, we're talking about Ed Helms. I thought we were talking about Jason Sudeikis.
No.
Yeah, I liked Ed Helms in it too. Everyone in this movie kind of has their over the top moments, but it's
like how he kind of laid out a complaint. He's like, "Yeah, I liked it too." Like, I didn't hear a fucking word you said.
No. Go on, Ty. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. The white man interrupted you again.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm done.
We will. But going into the things I didn't really like about this movie, as I mentioned, there are some really cool things where it's like, oh shit, this is kind of tense. How are you going to get out of this one? And they get out of it every single time by Deus Ex Machina.
A lot of coincidences.
A lot of intervention.
Hey, what's that over there? Hold on, guys. We got to check this out over here.
Yeah, and that happens way too much to the point where it's like, okay, they use it a couple times, I can excuse it, but the writing is so clever at some parts that it's inexcusable for it to be so lazy at other parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what made it more noticeable.
That made me think, like, oh, if that didn't happen, they'd be totally fucked right now.
Yeah, exactly. But there are some times where it's used to actually, like, as a joke.
Yeah.
But the reason I guess, like, I do have complaints about... I think my only real complaint is that as much as I was laughing, and I was laughing a lot, and hard, too.
There's one scene in particular where you looked like you were having a heart attack.
But there are just some parts that, it's not unfunny, it's not like cringe-worthy jokes, but it's just like, that just wasn't that funny. It didn't make me laugh. And it'll go for a while until the machine gun laugh out loud jokes come back.
Yeah, there were maybe like a few misses for me also.
The movie's completely cliche. I mean, you know what's going to happen from the beginning of the movie. And if you've seen the trailer, it doesn't show everything, but it kind of sets up like, oh, okay, I know what scene's going to happen next, and I know what scene's going to come after that.
It's funny. If you've watched the trailer, you kind of know what's going to happen in the movie, and it doesn't really ever, for the most part, surprise you. I mean, I kind of...
In fact, it's like so cliche that when one character comes on and you find out his job, you kind of know how the movie is going to end. Like, okay, this is going to come back later.
Yeah. I mean...
But that being said, I mean, it's a really funny movie.
You could say the same thing about like a Fast and Furious movie, but I'm still entertained by that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Man, you liked the last... Like, you liked 5 and 4.
Okay, 4 is the best Fast and Furious movie just in general.
Damn right.
5 was okay. 6 was barely okay.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of them, and I'm okay with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know how they're gonna end, but it's still, how they entertain me. I feel like this movie had I wouldn't describe it as hit and miss. I actually laughed a lot. Actually.
Yeah. See, for me, I had some of my problems. Or one, like anytime it tried to get kind of serious, it didn't work because none of the characters were developed at all. Which I get you're a comedy, but if you're going to try to be serious, like there were times it's like, oh, but they all really want to be in a family, and they kind of take to it kind of quickly.
They kind of just do that thing where it's like, okay, we set up this character as one thing, let's just flip him and make him the opposite.
But it's just like, she's homeless, and his mom just abandoned him. Meh. It's just never really dealt with.
But you know what? They were actually going to get into that until Jason Sudeikis was like, yo, just shut the fuck up. I don't care about your backstory. Like,
but it's just like...
I was kind of okay with that. Like,
and then it's just like they immediately all just like form a family and they'll want to be part of a family, but like, kind of quickly. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it does that part where it's just like, oh, we're gonna be sad for a couple minutes, where the main character is gonna be a jerk, and then and it's gonna be sad.
Well, you know how that was gonna turn out.
And, I know, but it's just like I don't know. For some reason, whenever comedy movies do that, it always kind of just annoys me.
It has the tropes of a family movie in a raunchy rated R comedy.
Yeah.
So like everything you see in like fucking any Disney movie, like beat by beat almost, like, okay, this is gonna happen next. There's gonna be a falling out. They're gonna get back and stuff like that, but in a raunchy comedy setting.
Also, there are a few jokes where like I felt like they kept going a little bit too long. Like I was like, oh, okay, that's a little funny, and then they did it for another minute, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
There's
that's
one particular
cool.
scene where I was like, I know how this joke is gonna pay off, and they're taking a little too long
Yeah.
to do it.
There's one that's in the trailer where I thought, like, okay, you guys could kind of cut this song off now. Gone.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. I like this is also this is naturally a road trip comedy, and I like road trip movies if they're done right. That's probably why Little Miss Sunshine is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And I like the situations that they get into. A movie like this, like a road trip movie, or a how crazy can one night get kind of movie. Like
This isn't one of those.
well, no, but like just a movie similar that is like, okay, you're going to give me a movie where I expect a lot of crazy shit to happen. How crazy is this stuff going to be? And I'm not saying this movie's over the top and balls out crazy, but I like the situations that they got into. It was funny, and in a comedy.
The thing is, though, like, all the situations, they're in the trailer, which I kind of hate.
Oh, see, I
So
didn't
it's
see the
like,
trailer.
it wasn't...
I mean,
You've
saw.
seen the trailer.
No, I saw.
There's
it
only,
a
like, one out.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer, but a while back, so I don't remember.
You don't remember what the fuck happened this morning, much less weeks ago.
Yes, because of massive drinking. I am such an alcoholic.
Well, at least he admits it.
No, I'm kidding.
And that's the first step. It's also the easiest step, but another problem I had was it was a little too long for me.
See, I was thinking that too.
Because it was 110 minutes. I felt like most of the time for comedies, I think 90 minutes is good.
90 minutes is perfect.
Unless it's great, yeah, I was thinking an hour and a half. I don't know, I was thinking about that, but as I was watching, I was so, like, I liked what was going on. Like, I was laughing enough and was entertaining enough where I was like, they could wrap this up, but I don't really care.
Also, there are lots of times, like, just for me, where I thought, oh, you could have, like, I don't know, for some reason, I always like sometimes when jokes are subtle, like when you make...
Yeah.
But I feel like every time there was any bit of humor, they felt the need to shove it in your face. Like, in case you didn't get it, here's the joke.
There is one.
There's a
scene,
few where it's
yeah.
just, and I'm just like, okay.
There are a couple like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I was still.
I know,
laughing.
I
I do like subtle humor more as
Yeah.
well. Like I like the small little, like, even in a bad movie like 21 and Over, there were some subtle jokes and like one-liner things that felt like improv that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of jokes I really like. This had a bunch of that too, but it did have those in your face. But even those, like, I was still laughing.
Another problem I had was, like, it repeated some jokes over, like, the whole, oh, they're not really a family, but they're acting like a family. There was several scenes where it was kind of, that was what was supposed to make you laugh, and
But it did.
the first time it made me, I was like, oh, that's a little funny, but then it happened, like, 5 more times, and I was kind of like, okay, I get it.
The one scene that you're probably talking about that I don't want to spoil right now, but you were like, I like the subtle joke, but then they had the comment on that, like,
Yeah, we
but
were
I
talking
like
about it earlier.
But I like the delivery of that line where it's just like how Jason Sudeikis delivers that line where it's like, wow.
Yeah, I feel like that joke wasn't even in the script.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of why I like it.
I actually like, I never saw Son of Rambo, so I don't know this kid, but he did it pretty well. I hear you said he was British.
Yeah, he's
so
British.
I didn't know that at all. Because he does a pretty good accent.
Will Poulter. He's
Emma
the kid who
Roberts.
plays Kenny, who's the son of the family, and he's actually pretty good. In
Emma
this.
Roberts, I haven't seen probably since Scream 4, but I really liked her here. And Jennifer Aniston.
Also, when you brought up the kid, I don't know. There was also, like, I guess a joke in there where it's just they show you something like 3 times.
Yeah.
That's the scene I'm talking about. It's like,
That's like,
that-
okay,
you could have
you
done
didn't
that
need
a
this.
few times, but yeah.
That's
One time would have been enough.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I just, I don't know. It's just like, I don't like when they do that in comedies in general. It feels like, we're going to make you uncomfortable.
That's one of
It's not like gross out.
Yeah, that's one of those jokes that I feel like, okay, it got me the first time when we watched it, but when I see it again, I probably will see it again because I did laugh a lot. But when I see it again, I'll probably be like, it's not as funny because it is a surprise reaction. So I don't know.
And it's just yeah.
Well, that's what I fear about the joke that had me like keeling over, fucking dying.
Yeah.
That's also. I mean,
Well, I feel like
you
the
kind of see
reaction-
what's gonna happen, but like I don't know.
The reaction,
I'm
I
worried.
feel, is what you were really laughing
I'm worried
about.
it's not gonna be as funny as it. But I feel like it's not gonna be as funny the second time.
Like the
Now,
reactions to stuff.
This whole movie it's a big fucking cartoon.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, like it's, and I was having more complaints the more it went on, but it still kept me really entertained and laughing a lot. And then there's this moment where it breaks the fourth wall, hops a time machine.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm totally fucking fine with it. Just being totally aware that it's just a silly road trip cartoon.
It's a really brief moment, but I love that moment where it's like, yeah,
So-
we know what we're doing.
Because of that, it's like I can't really hold anything against this movie.
Yeah.
Like I do have some complaints, and because of that, it's not going to get a perfect rating.
Nor should.
But
Yeah, I'm not
Jeff.
gonna give it for awful.
but I think it's like one of the better comedies that came out. This
Yeah,
year.
it's actually one of the funniest movies I've seen.
Yeah,
At least
you
this
know,
summer.
it's different from a comedy like This Is the End, where it's that Apatow Superbad style humor, and this is more kind of like reminding me of something like Horrible Bosses.
That's what I was gonna say. It does
Where it's
have
just
that
like kind of
feel.
over the top, and not to mention the fact that it's Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston. Which, damn, Jennifer Aniston's hot.
See, can I say something
Damn,
now?
yes,
Okay,
you
I'm
can.
just gonna
I
I'm
know.
just, I'm just gonna say something. Hold on.
Okay.
I respect the work and the surgeries and all that stuff she's had to keep herself, looking young. I respect all that.
Has she had surgery?
See, I don't even think she looks that young. I actually like how mature she is.
Whatever. No, she's attractive. I'm just saying there's showcasing the back, and that's not where you want to be
There was
shown.
something there, though.
Maybe for
It
some.
wasn't like in Cabin in the Woods where it's like, what is she shaking? I don't get what's...
Well, it wasn't. That's a negative ass. This was more like just it's fine.
You know what this needs? An ass scale. So, out of 4 asses, what does Jennifer Aniston get?
All the female listeners are like,
Or like tuning up?
We have female
yeah, I was just about to say that. Damn it! You stole my joke.
that's a-
Yeah, I know. This sounds really bad. We're just joking. Everyone gets offended equally.
Even me sometimes.
Especially you. You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
I am just the worst person.
Back to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Another problem I had with it, just a small thing. It's just I don't know. It's just a personal thing. I don't like.
Oh, man, what was it?
Just whenever comedies are just like the gay jokes, there were like 10 of them in this.
I have the same complaint as you in most movies. That was a part of why we hated 21 and over. Because
Yeah.
did that, I was like, that's just...
No, it wasn't
But
awful in this one. No, it wasn't
I
like...
was cracking up.
There were a few that I found funny. Like, there was one where... And then, like, during the scene, I was like, okay, it's fine. But then they had a later joke referencing it.
That made me laugh.
That literally made me laugh.
Oh,
I was
okay,
like, okay.
okay.
No, I enjoyed that one. But then there were a few other ones, like, with the 2 black guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. And for me,
That made me laugh.
that's
That
fine.
made me laugh.
I don't know. For me, it's just that.
Again, it's the delivery that Jason Sudeikis, and I feel like that's.
But I
the
feel
work
like
for-
it's just like, it'd be funny if they were gay. What if they
I
were?
didn't get that
Yeah,
at
I
all.
didn't-
But that's what they were saying. He was implying that they do something
No,
gay,
I was
and that's
gonna-
what was
I
supposed to
was-
make you laugh.
I saw it more as he's, like, being taken hostage, so he's just being a prick to these guys who are doing this. You know,
Well, I understand that, but I'm
Like-
just...
I feel like Tony Stark would do the same thing.
I get it. I'm just saying I don't enjoy when movies do that, where it's just kind of... I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
That's what this one made me.
I understand what you're saying. I usually have the same complaint, but what I liked about that scene that you're referencing was it was a complete surprise that kind of just took me back.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie is, it's not the most predictable. There are stuff that
No, it is.
It is extremely...
you know how it's
predictable.
going to end, but again, it's pretty entertaining and pretty funny. So yeah, should we go to the ratings? Now?
Yeah, let's go to ratings. For all the complaints I had, I still kind of just let it go by because I was being very, very entertained. And like I said, when it breaks the fourth wall, that's when I was like, okay, this gets a full pass from all the kind of things where it's like Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff is like, okay, you're being a cartoon, you realize what you're doing. this would happen in the cartoon. I'm
They
just
still
going to roll
could
with
have
it.
back on that, but
They still could have. I'm going to give this 2.5 out of 4.
Alright. I'm gonna go slightly lower. I raised it slightly during the review because I was thinking back and it actually entertained me more than I remembered it had. Like, I don't know, like, it had long stretches for me where I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of bored. And then there were a few scenes where I loved and I thought were great. It's very predictable, but I still found enjoyment, and I really enjoyed Nick Offerman, especially one of his scenes. Which I love just because I was waiting for it. Because the whole rest of it, I'm just like, oh, Nick Offerman, this movie, they could have gotten anyone to play this. You have to use
like
Nick Offerman.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Like, that they did a crime there. But
You gotta use him, and they did.
Yeah,
So that
they
made me
even
happy.
had the Ron Swanson.
Now, I will say, a lot of my negatives, I also kind of want to see it again in a different setting, because a lot of my negatives were because I saw it and you guys weren't there, so I saw it myself, which isn't when you want to see a comedy. And I was surrounded by awful people who laughed at the worst jokes.
Oh, we were too. I mean,
Yeah, no, I know, but in a comedy, when you don't have anyone, you're watching it by yourself, and there's stupid people all around you.
Well, our crowd was like,
no, but it's just like that. Like, is the worst setting to see a comedy. So I was just annoyed sometimes. So
wait, what made you go to the Icon?
because Jeff said he was going to the Icon, and I was led to believe that there would be a Q&A with Jason Sudeikis, and then they start the movie with saying, yeah, he had to go back to New York, so he's not coming.
yeah, man,
And see, I was excited to see Jason Sudeikis. I wanted to ask him about the red tracksuit man and what up with that.
I wanted to ask him.
And I was going to be the only person.
And
I was going to ask him. I was going to ask him that, and no one would have understand what I was talking about. I wanted to know how much of his dance moves are improvised. Like, does he plan them or does he just?
Oh, that would have been great.
But no, everyone else would have been like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
No,
You're almost Q&A.
they would have been like, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, that's how the Q&As are go. I enjoyed the movie. You might remember me from this time where we worked together. You know,
it's so
I just want to
every time.
But our crowd, like, they were laughing to
Our
the
crowd
point
was
where,
a typical screening crowd.
Yeah.
They're gonna laugh really loud. But you know what?
to the point where we couldn't hear lines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I kind of want to see it again in order to see the jokes that I probably missed. Because I'm sure there's plenty of them, because we didn't hear a lot of them.
yeah.
Plus, it's always interesting to see a comedy a second time to see how much rewatchability it has.
Just
See,
like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Will it be as scary as the
See,
second time?
part of me thinks this movie won't hold up that
I'm
well. At least
curious to see
for
it.
me, at least, just...
I'm curious to know the result of that, because I actually like this enough that I might actually see a matinee of it.
Just because for me, I feel like with a comedy, like the second time, it has to rely on the characters and the plot a lot more than the first time.
I definitely feel that.
So if it's
that
just
one
jokes,
visual joke
no,
is
because
not gonna fly at all.
how much less you laugh at a joke if you already saw it in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like the jokes don't really work nearly as well anymore. So it's just its plot and character, and that was this movie's weakest points.
Yeah.
I felt like it was the plot and the characters, where the jokes were good most of the time. But anyway, it's been a long tangent before I give my review. I'm going to give it 2.4.
Shit, I forgot you didn't even give your film.
2.4.
Damn.
4 out of 4 eyes.
No, it's, I realized that maybe
Easily one of the year's best.
Oh, by the way, just in case you guys, I don't usually like doing inside jokes between us because then we have to explain them. But here I am going to explain this because that comes from
please
back
don't.
in, what was it, 2009 when that
Please
came out?
don't.
Was it 2009?
Yes.
Or 2008. Whenever, 2009, when Transformers 2 came out,
Please, this
Jeff
hurts.
went to go see it, and he came out, this is easily one of the year's best.
I have no idea what happened. I might have been dehydrated. I might have, I don't know. I wasn't 21 at the time, but I don't know what the fuck
Because
happened
that's
to me.
going to stop drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Never respect Jeff's opinion on a movie until like a year has passed. This is what you should know.
Transformers 2 is a piece of shit. It's
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Dark Knight
Best
Rises is
trilogy.
better than Dark Knight.
Fuck
Year
out.
later, oopsie. I didn't
That
mean
is
that.
true. That is totally true. I was like, oh man, I made a mistake.
Oh, man.
But I
Oh,
still hold
we
true
here
about
at
Pacific Rim.
the Four Eyes Filmcast don't condone underage drinking.
You know what? The
Just putting it
Phantom
out there.
Menace is probably my favorite.
Unless you do it very sneakily.
No,
Sneakily?
no, that's not even the word, you dumb motherfucker. No, we don't condone that. But give your rating.
Like I said, I mean, I'll do this.
Give your rating.
Fuck you. I'll wrap this up really quick. Yes, it's predictable, cliched. It may run a little. It does run a little too long, but I was laughing a lot. I like the situations they got into, like any road trip film, and I was entertained by it. I really like the cast, and I'm giving this 3.5 out of 4.
Oh, one more thing I was just like, I did actually kind of enjoy the, just during the credits, where they, you know, they have the blooper reel.
I like this.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that, especially, part of it too, I enjoyed, like, that you could see the improv that was going on during it.
The one guy
Especially
who
that, the kid from the carnival.
Yeah.
He seemed like an improv.
I don't want to spoil, like, what his...
Like,
his character
what I
is.
love
Once you see it, it is pretty funny, but his improv is hilarious.
What I love about those, because you watch it, you're just like, oh, this guy's stupid.
Yeah.
He's always improv, like almost all of them.
And then the last outtake, I actually...
The one with
like.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
Just her reaction. I liked a lot of the reactions in this movie where it's just like, what the fuck? Which I think is, you know...
Yes.
I've always thought more movies should do blooper reels.
I don't know.
See,
Some of them are really...
Some of them are, but usually I enjoy them during I don't know, like during the credits. I usually enjoy them. All my favorite blooper reels are on like horror movies.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like some of the Scream blooper reels are some of my favorites, just because like it's this really tense movie, and then you watch the blooper reel, it's like
Yeah.
They had fun.
There's a thing on YouTube where I was like, Breaking Bad blooper reel. I was like, how the hell is that even possible? That's such an intense show.
Yeah, but we're kind of running.
We're rambling on.
Jennifer Aniston's ass, though.
That's her worst quality.
Emma
Oh,
Roberts,
it's not. Get out of here. Her worst quality?
I don't know. For me, it is.
She's hotter as an old woman than she was when she was young.
See, I actually liked Friends' version of
may
her.
not be good calling her an old woman.
Well, not... Okay, a mature woman.
A mature woman,
She's definitely
yes.
not young. Technically, she's not young.
In Hollywood terms.
In Hollywood terms.
I'm just
I don't
making
know.
me feel like shit. I'm sorry.
Well, all y'all should be 20 like us. Y'all old motherfuckers.
And we can rule the world.
No one's 20 except you, though.
That's right. So, yeah.
21 and over. Yeah.
And
Such a horrible move.
there's gotta be a better way to end this.
More than Millers.
Yeah, that was the movie we saw.
We have been shot at. Kenny's been bitten by a tarantula.
I can't feel my bingo.
Will you relax? How about a little music?
I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms have come and gone, leaving a trace of not what God given me. Is it because my life in 10 shades of gray? I pray all 10 fade away, seldom praising for the sunny day. Don't go, Jay.